Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 97 of Scion of the Dark House, a Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition Gothic horror podcast. Because this is Gothic horror, there may be some things that come up to a line for some people, such as blood, gore, violence, talk of abuse and trauma, child endangerment, body horror, and other such things. If things come up to a line for you, please take a break. Your support means a lot to us, but so does your mental health. So, where we last left the group, they had just been attacked by Kull the Shaman, riding a strange mammoth that didn't seem to have any living force behind it. Um, but they managed to defeat Kull the Shaman with an arrow of lich slaying, one of three given to Arthur by the proprietor of the Cuddly Rat. Interestingly, after the defeat, the Cuddly Rat appeared, and the group got some interesting new items, one of which they were unable to identify. And so, afterwards, they set about preparing to figure out what is going on next, where Belladonna appeared and told them that they had to go to the village of Bourges in Caliburn, where his last cathedral was and where the site of his betrayal was. Bemoaning the fact that she could not simply take them there, despite the fact that she could theoretically go there herself, the group reluctantly bought supplies and headed out in a cart. So, you have headed out on your way as you are moving along the road through the forests towards the supposedly haunted battlefield. It is probably mid-afternoon at this point, since you all left after you woke up and did a little bit of shopping. So it's about late afternoon, probably 2:33 p.m. The sun is still up in the sky, or at least what you would think the sun would be up in the sky, but it's gray all the time. What are you all currently doing? Also, what is your configuration? You have a cart. Are you all in the cart, or
I would assume so.
I'm probably, yeah. Jasmine's asleep in the cart. I'm outside of the cart. I'm up front with the horses.
Oh, is it a covered cart?
if you would like to buy a covered cart, it can be a covered cart.
I was kind of picturing a covered cart.
Yeah.
Like the
All
old.
right, then it is a covered cart.
I mean, we're traveling for 3 days, right? Like,
Yes.
As long as the weather's not shit, I think Lark's just like laying on the top of the cart. Just like like a sleepover, like on his belly, like kicking his legs while he idles away the time. Maybe writing in his journal, like ugly, ugly, ugly. Mark has a burn book. We just
Of course.
You're
Of course.
fuck you. I'm out.
But yeah, I'm definitely like on top of the cart. Mostly just to feel the wind in my hair and on my wings, and also to avoid the rest of these stinky mortals for as long as I can.
All right, and everybody else?
I guess I'll probably be driving the cart.
So I guess Rerek is the only one in the cart, occasionally giving catnip to Jasmine to keep her asleep and sedated.
Yeah, they get along.
Yeah. So as you are riding your cart down the road, you get quite a ways down the road, nothing eventful happening. It's probably about 7:30, 8 o'clock. As you round the bend, there is a bit of a clearing and a hill off to one side of the road where there seems to be rubble of a ruin of some kind, a very ancient, old ruin, perhaps a castle, perhaps not, who knows. But you see, strangely, a familiar sight, a huge worm laying across the ruins. Its very familiar toothed mouth open, the tentacles ending in corpses and eerie human faces spilling out almost onto the road. But yet it is still. There is nothing there, no movement. But as you look on it, something strange happens, almost as if you pass through a barrier. It is deathly silent. The sky has gone from the typical Gothian gray to white as you realize you are no longer on the material plane. The grass is orange, curled. The trees have no leaves, and there are very few of them. The landscape looks different. The hill is the same, but the landscape around you looks different. Vast, empty, open fields where there should be wind, there is none. Orange as far as the eye can see. The ruins are no longer chunks of stone, but perfect cubes buried in the earth. Statues of people with no faces, and the features smooth to the point where they are low polygon statues, unidentifiable. The ruins perfectly smooth, as if this was somebody trying to make a ruin, but not having the imagination or the understanding of what a ruin is. There are no details, no defining marks of culture, no patterns, no signs of aging. But it's deathly still.
What just happened?
I have no idea. They said there's a giant worm.
Yes, it
Like
is
the one we fought before?
like the one you fought before, but not.
Okay. That's
The
what a...
voices in your head
Oh,
begin whispering wildly. You don't understand deep speech, but you do pick out a single name that you have heard before. Atropas. You remember Oscar telling you that it was the world-born dead, an aberration from somewhere beyond the stars in a similar nature to the violet flame of Ichak, or there's Dun itself, or Hadar, a vast unknowable thing.
right.
And then suddenly everything is back to normal. The grass is the regular gray, there's the normal amount of trees. You are in Gothia, but the worm corpse is still there.
That can't be good.
We definitely didn't go see Ludlow last night, did we?
No.
Okay. Do we just ignore that, or
We should probably look at it. Check it out.
okay, fine. Gee up.
Yeah, I mean, it's just off the road, right?
You know
Yeah,
what?
it's
can just,
literally
like-
like on the side of the road.
Yeah, we'll just get out of the carriage and walk over.
Can I summon Talina?
Yes.
The
The magical blue horse appears.
Yeah.
Oh God.
She trots happily, and she kind of trots out and, oh, how wonderful it is to, oh. As she sees the worm.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to get used to that, Talina. There's gonna be a lot of that.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's so disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty fucking gross. Oh wait.
So
I gotta look up I actually have to look up what she does if I'm gonna do anything with her. Go on, continue.
I guess I'll roll perception to see if I notice any odd things.
Yes. Roll perception.
I'll give you the help action. Being like,
Right. Okay, it's pretty good. It's gonna be plus 10. Damn, I have a high perception score.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
That's 27.
You hear a weird wet chewing sound, several weird wet chewing sounds. From a ways away, kind of behind a bend in the worm.
All right, I guess we. All right, boys, look alive. Something is over there, and it's eating.
I'm gonna fly 30 feet into the air to get an aerial view of it.
Primeval awareness.
Sure.
Go on.
So
I'll like
there are.
for a sec something.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you sense within a few. It's what? How many miles is it?
5.
5. Yeah. There's some like minor, tiny undead kind of wandering around at the fringes of the vision, as it usually is in Gothia.
Yeah.
But there are 5 aberrations on the other side where Percy pointed out chewing.
Right.
4 of them are incredibly minor. Like
Uh-huh.
when you sensed the Nothics in the theater, their auras were bigger than this one. But the 5th one seems more aberrant. Like it could possibly be a threat.
Yummy. All right, gentlemen. They're definitely what you heard eating over there, Percy. Yeah, I think that worm is dead. They're definitely aberrant. Jasmine can lead us there if you want to stick together. We can split up and go around. One of them seems pretty crunchy, but there's 4 more that shouldn't be too troublesome.
Like, how big is the worm?
It's huge.
I could if I fly 30 feet into the air, can I see what these things are?
You would have to fly a little bit over where they are because it is like I'm trying to think of like a real world comparison of like how thick this worm like is.
Yeah. Excuse me. Are we
like
Chicago bean?
like school bus or like beluga whale? Like
I'm gonna say subway train.
fair enough.
Like this worm could slither down like most underground subways, but there wouldn't be a lot of wiggle room on either side of it.
Okay.
So it's about that thick and probably that long too. So yeah.
Gross.
So there's a good sort of like bend in it that you'd have to probably fly over and look down. And yeah, you see like 5 figures that have cut open a portion of this worm, and they all have they're all like buried into it, eating at it.
All right. Well, Talina, Jazz, and I are gonna go stocky. Is there like a tree area we could like go around?
Yeah, so this kind of little hillock that's next to the road, there is a because the trees go along the road until it hits this, and then the tree line kind of goes around the ruin and then back up to meet the road. So you can literally just go onto that tree line and then up and around.
Yeah, that sounds good.
The worm will block your view of it as there's that bend, and then there's another curve where the body moves around. There's a big space between those two,
Yeah.
as you can see, but it would block unless you walked like all the way around. So if you, depending on which side you went, you wouldn't be able to see.
Okay. Is there a place I can get cover in a tree line and still see them?
Yes.
That.
You'd have to go up the road a little bit and then into the tree line.
Yeah.
All right. And since you're going stealthy, if you could give me a stealth check.
Sure. Do you want it for all 3 of us?
Yes, especially
What
because
does the horse roll on stealth?
Yeah, right. I mean, if she rolls shitty, then I'll just make her the distraction. Oh shit! I rolled the d20, but I didn't actually click.
Oh, I'll be the distraction. Don't worry about it.
Oh, cool. All right, 26 for me.
Okay.
And you know what? Actually, we're just gonna cast Pass Without Trace. Why not?
So 36, basically.
So 36. Yep. And here, let me just mark off Pass Without Trace real quick, just so I don't forget I used a spell slot. There we go. I think I did it. Oh, did it take my slot? Yep, there it goes. Okay, so then Jazz, what is her Shtetelde Elf? It is a 12. Well, so that's already a 22 before I roll.
Okay,
So that's
so it would be a 32.
also a 36 because she rolled a 14.
Oh, okay.
36, yep. And then Talina, It's just going to be a straight d20 because she doesn't have. Well, no, it'll be her dex. So 3. 15.
Did she roll a 5?
She rolled a 2.
I'm gonna say that is enough. You do
2
manage to
plus 3
sneak
plus
into the tree
10.
line. So Lark, you're up above. Arthur, you've gone round to side.
Sure.
I think Rerek's gonna hang back near the cart for the moment, mostly. Yeah. So Percy, what you doing?
I guess I'll just get as close as I can, like around just behind the bend of the worm so they can't see me.
All right. They do not seem to have. Actually, give me a stealth check.
Is he close enough that pass without trace would work? What is it? 30?
No, pass without trace is 10 feet. So if he's
Yeah.
going up next to the worm, you are not close enough for it to cover.
Yeah, I got a 14.
Oh, yeah. Yes. 30 feet, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not close enough. Lark's Eldritch Blast would probably, if he blasts it from the edge, would probably only make it to the middle of this clearing. It's pretty big, but
Okay.
not like super big.
So bow time. Got it.
Yeah, bow time, basically.
Cool. Ooh, I might be able to test out my dragon breath.
You could.
So, like, these things, do they all look the same or do they look different?
One of them,
No.
one of the four of them look like almost emaciated. The fifth one looks healthy.
Cool. I'm gonna cast. Let me pull this spell up real quick. It's been a hot minute since I've cast it. And they don't notice me because they're like focused on eating, right?
Yes.
Cool. I would like, oh yeah, 120-foot range. That'll work. I'm gonna subtle spell, burning one of my sorcery points. I'm gonna enemies abound the big one.
The big one.
Ooh.
Big one.
What effect is that? Is it a charm effect?
It is not a charm effect.
Nope.
It's
All
only
right.
immune to it if they're immune to being frightened.
It is not immune to being frightened.
So I need an intelligence saving throw.
Such a cool spell.
All right.
Actually, I gave this to one of the NPCs I created for a campaign once. It was really fun.
Let me check its. What did you say it was? Charisma?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. 19?
Nope. Because of my Bloodwell vial, you have to beat a 21 to beat my spells.
Oof.
Shit nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck.
So yeah, it loses its ability to distinguish friend from foe regarding all creatures it can see as enemies. Whenever it chooses another creature as a target, it must choose it. So yeah, it's just gonna think it's everything is an enemy to it now. And randomly start attacking.
Yep.
All right. So it definitely does. You watch as it pulls out of the worm, and he watches one of its limbs turns into like a black sludge, and it just begins slapping the creatures next to it. It manages to kill all 4 of the other creatures pretty quickly. You actually watch as their heads burst, and in a similar nature to the worshippers of Caius the Worm that you met way back. Worms sprout from their necks before the worms just wither and die and their bodies fall over. And this creature then runs out into the open. And it's actually going to make a perception check real quick.
Cool. Good luck.
And actually, Arthur, if you can make a perception check. Percy, you won't need to make a perception check for this because it pops out like right next to you.
Cool.
My pass is 18. Do you still want me to roll?
No, that's enough. As it rounds the corner, Percy, You look directly into your own face, except its
Oh,
eyes are black. Its mouth is covered in, its face is covered in blood. It's dripping goo out of its mouth. It can't seem to walk right, almost as if it's like almost bow-legged or knock-kneed or something. It doesn't quite walk right. Its hands are also kind of balled up into claws, and it looks you directly in the face. And it just says, "Mother said I was the best one." And it's going to reach out and try and grab you.
Can we see any of it? I mean, Lark can probably see it. I probably can't. How far back is he? Back towards the cart?
He was right up against the worm.
yeah,
Oh,
it was
he's
right up there.
against the
Yeah.
worm. Okay. So, yeah, I probably hear what's going on.
Yeah, you'd hear that. Let me do. Where did it go? Oh, nope, that's because I switched to spell. Sorry. Just wanted to know. Do. Come on. Yep. Does a 28 hit?
Come on.
It is, yes.
Is that a
Great.
crit or anything, or is that just how it's going to hit?
No, that's how it's going to hit.
I'm gonna cast Silvery Barb when I
Let
see it like lunge at Percy.
25.
me see. Yeah, yes. But can I shield that? No, I can't.
Okay. So it grabs you, and its hand burns. It seems to sizzle away at your flesh.
Gross.
And yep. All right. So your skin holes begin to open in your skin,
Oh,
and you begin to
Christ.
bleed uncontrollably as it casts contagion on you.
Hey, I
Specifically
have that
slimy
spell.
doom. Specifically
Gross.
slimy doom. So you have
That's
disadvantage on constitution checks and constitution saving throws. Um, and if you take damage, you're stunned until your next turn.
Gross.
Which it's also going to take its turn as its other hand, as it still like as it just lets go of you. You watch as its other hand turns into a tar-like blob, and then it's going to try and slap you with it.
Gross.
See my pseudopod slap. Oh, that's probably not going to hit. Does a 15 hit you?
Nope.
All right. So it tries to slap you, but it hits your armor. So you do not take damage. But now it is time for initiative.
all right.
Off that Silvery Barbs, I'm gonna give Arthur advantage on his next attack.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Percy gets a
Initiative roll.
9 for initiative.
9 for Percy.
Arthur got a 29.
29.
Lark got a 6.
Lark got a 6. And Rerek.
Can we like retcon real quick Arthur heard what was going on and started making his way a little bit towards where he heard the sound?
Sure.
Something.
You can have walked closer.
Yeah. I kind of want to say like he had like positioned between like that creature thing that was eating the whatchamacallit. Wait, is that the same thing that's attacking Percy?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Then that's definitely what he would have. Yeah, he's trying to track that, but not be seen. So.
All right. So what's Rerek's initiative?
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot. He went back to the cart.
I'll roll his portents for you while you do that.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yes.
we're a new day.
Brand new day. Rerek's portents are a 10 and a 7.
14 plus 16 is his initiative.
16. Awesome.
Yes,
So that
sir.
means we start with Arthur, and then we go to the not Percy
Ooh, excuse me.
with Rerek on deck.
All right. Trilly, trill. Axion. So I'm going to how far away is this thing? What's going on with the trees? Like, can I see it?
Let's say it's a good 75 feet, and you've moved out of the tree line, seeing your friend about to get attacked, well, getting attacked. We'll say a good 75 feet.
75 feet works. Okay, so I can defo shoot it. We're going to send Talina up, and we're going to send as well. Okay, so let's just do sharpshooter, steady aim, dragon wing. Oh God, no! I rolled a 2. That's so terrible. Too bad I have advantage. Okay, hang on. Okay, so that is a 29 minus 5, 24 to hit.
Okay, nope, can't block it. So, yep, you shoot it.
Okay, sweet. That is, hang on. Okay. Oh, yeah, no, that. And then
Also, it is an aberration,
I
so of
was
course,
just
make sure
gonna
you
say,
add your, yep.
so the extra 4. Okay, hang on. 17, 21, 4, 38, 42. Total of 42, unless fire matters.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah, then that's it for me. I'm gonna chill on my movement. Oh yeah, I can't steady aim, so done. Jazz, we're gonna do a pounce. No, she can't because it's 75, so let's just have Jazz dash. We're gonna put it in its I mean, it's right up in Percy, right? So
Yeah, it's right next to Percy.
yeah, we'll just put it, let's say, on the other side. But so the creature's between Percy and Jazz, and then
Right.
I'll send. So we'll call it a dash for both of them. I'll send Talina up as well, and we'll surround him on 4 sides. Only I'm the 75 feet back still.
All right.
You hit him with the bow, right?
Yep.
He gets to make a saving throw again to see if he breaks enemies abound. It's whenever he takes damage.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Because if he saves, he'll get to pick his target when he attacks. If he doesn't, it has to be random.
Ooh, and it was an intelligence saving throw?
Intelligence.
22.
22 beats it.
Son of a
Yay.
whore.
All right. So
Oh
he
yeah,
is
that's
no
it
longer
for
under the
me
effects of any abound.
and my glass menagerie.
All right. You said you're 75 feet away?
Yes, I'm staying back at the tree line here.
All right. And you said he's surrounded on, well, all 4 sides, meaning Talina's on one side.
Yep. Like me and Talina will be opposite. Percy and Jazz would be opposite. And then I'm all the way back.
All right. So now it is the not Percy's turn. The not Percy is going to see that there are a menagerie of creatures around it, and it's going to panic.
Sweet.
It takes a deep breath that almost sounds like a moan down a horribly haunted hallway, the wind creaking through the wood as it basically bends in half. Its chest inflates, becoming this dark tar balloon, faces pressing out, the tar ripping into holes of which various screams come out of, and then fire comes out of it. And I'm going to need, if I can real quick flip back over to that spell, I'm going to need Jasmine, Talina, Percy, and since you're 75 feet away, Arthur, to make a dexterity saving throw.
And this creature is an aberration, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So its mouth starts shooting fire, and fire ripples across the battlefield, swirling around itself as well as shooting towards you since it's seen you.
I critted it, which is
All
a
right,
30.
so that is a
Percy got a
save.
21.
That is a save. But
This is
you
definitely
did take damage, so that means you're stunned.
Cool.
Let me see how long that was. I think it's until the end of your next turn. Or something. Yep, until the end of its next turn. So that's gonna be fun. So you saved Percy, you saved
Jazz
Arthur.
got a 17.
That does not save.
And Talina. Wait, yes, she did. 17. And then Talina got a 4, which definitely doesn't.
Right, so Talina and Jasmine do not save. Picking out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where is my other D10? There it is.
Oh, I don't think I increased Jasmine's HP.
So those that failed take 36 points of fire damage.
The fuck? All right, well, Talina is dismissed. Oh,
Yes, you can resummon her after you take a long rest.
yeah, she's poof, me,
Dunzo.
whatever, yeah. Purple fairy dust or whatever. Let me see. Jasmine. Here, what is it? 36. Holy crap, Jasmine. And also me.
Yeah, this thing is nasty.
That's half my HP.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I only have 75.
Ooh, also, it is not done with its turn because it can attack and cast spells at the same time. So, Percy.
Of course it can.
Does a 27 hit you, Percy?
Any damage, I say.
Yeah, it's gonna.
All right. So you are going to be taking 7 points of bludgeoning damage as it slaps you with its horrible, disgusting tar pseudopod.
Yeah.
And that is going to be the end of its turn. So, Percy, it is time for you to make, let me see what check it is. And it doesn't specify. I feel like it should specify that it doesn't affect the saving throw against the spell. I feel like it shouldn't. Because I think it's a constitution. Yep, it's a constitution saving throw, and I've done Slimy Doom, which gives you disadvantage on constitution saving throws. I feel like you shouldn't have disadvantage on the constitution saving throw against the spell because that feels a little unfair, especially because the other effects don't do that.
Oh, so I have to succeed on 3 saves to not be poisoned. Is that what we're doing?
No, I think you. Oh, yeah, you need to succeed on 3. If you succeed on 3, it ends. If you fail 3, it sticks around until you cure yourself or 7 days passes.
Yeah, probably don't beat that.
What is it?
10.
Oh, yeah, mark yourself down for 1 failure.
Cool.
And that's the end of your turn.
Yeah.
So next up is... Oh, we skipped Rerek.
Oh,
So it's Rerek's turn.
okay. Well, Rerek was back by the cart. So
Yes.
let's say he hears what's going on and moves as much as he can. Where does that put him?
I'd say probably 75 feet away,
All
just to
right.
kind of get into a spot where probably, yeah, definitely to get into a spot where he can get a straight shot to this creature and Percy isn't blocking the not Percy.
Right.
It would be 75 feet.
Hmm. You know what? Yeah, let's just do a magic missile, right?
All right. It can't
Um,
block it.
We're gonna do third level though.
Third level.
Yep.
Ooh, fun.
So let me see here. It's one more dart for each above first.
So you get 2 extra darts.
So it's
It would be 5 darts. So 5d4
Yeah.
plus 5.
yeah. 17.
Shield. It has shield.
God damn it. All right. Well, I'll be Rerek.
All right. So then Percy's turn, and that happened. So now it is Lark's turn.
I'm just gonna whistle up Fifi
Mhm.
right next to it with my bonus action, so that's 3 of my sorcery points. And I'm also going to cast Hold Monster on it.
All right. It has to make the saving throw because it is covered in under hold monster, I think.
Yeah. As long as it's not undead, it should be covered under Hold Monster. And since Fifi's
It's
within
an
5,
aberration.
since
and
Fifi's
has
within 5
disadvantage.
feet of it, it has disadvantage.
Hmm.
And you said what saving throw was it?
It's a Wisdom saving throw, has to be to 21.
With disadvantage. Good luck.
So it got 21, but disadvantage. Nope, rolled lower. So it is held.
So it is paralyzed, which is incapacitated, can't take actions or reactions, can't move or speak. And any attack made within 5 feet of it is an automatic crit.
Awesome.
Nice.
So
All
Fifi's
right.
gonna bite it. Because that's what we can do. Where is it? Where is it? I have to use a dire wolf stat block.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and of course its AC is higher until it gets to its turn.
Yeah, but let me double check something real quick. All attack rolls against it have advantage.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
it would have advantage regardless because it's surrounded.
Right.
Because of pack tactics and being a dire wolf stat block, yeah, but even our ranged attacks have advantage on it because
Oh, right, because it's
it's
incapacitated.
paralyzed, yeah.
Everybody gets advantage on everything.
So that's
Basically.
gonna be 17 plus 5, so 22 to hit.
Oh, just.
Oh, it
You have to
hits?
meet it or beat it. So it hit because its new AC is 22 because of shield.
Nice. So it's gonna take 2d6 plus 3. Let me roll that. Come on, Google, roll. Give me something good. So 8 plus 3 is 11, and it has to succeed on a DC 13 strength saving throw or be knocked prone, but it automatically fails it because it's paralyzed.
So it is prone. And how much damage did you say? 13 points?
13 points of piercing. I think it's piercing off this, right? Yep, 13 points of piercing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Awesome.
It gets to make the hold monster save again.
But it's at disadvantage because Fifi's there, correct?
Yeah, but it not when it takes damage. It's not enemies abound. It only gets to do it on its turn at the end.
On its turn. Gotcha.
End of its turn, it can try to break free of hold monster, but yeah, for now it is paralyzed, incapacitated, can't move, speak, take actions or reactions.
Awesome.
Nice.
All right. So we are back up at the top with Arthur and I guess the not Percy on deck.
Yeah, so I mean it's dead. Let's see. I'm just gonna fire my bow again. I'm gonna sharpshooter steady and crypt bane.
Cool. And of course, you get advantage because it's paralyzed.
Well,
But then disadvantage
disadvantage because
prone.
it's prone.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's prone, right?
Yeah. I've also got advantage in like 2 other completely different ways, but just yeah.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. It took a little more damage because every hit with every attack within 5 feet of it's an automatic crit. So, are we doing it the total damage dice you roll, right? Or is it right?
Yeah,
'Cause
the
he's-
dice max up the dice. So if it's 2d6, then you do 12.
Add another 12 to the damage it took then.
Oh, okay,
Cool.
awesome.
All right, so mine is not going to be an automatic crit, but I am sure that a 33 hits.
Yes,
I
was like, I'm sure you could hit this thing.
Yeah, so then with the thing and then the plus, we're baseline 14 already because we got the 10 and then 4 for it being an aberration. And then we got 12, which is 26 plus 1, 2, 3 for the fire, and then no advantage, so no thing. 24. What did I say? 24? 24.
I think so.
39. Total of
39. Oh, this thing is hurting.
Well, since I made an attack, that means Jasmine can make an attack on my turn as well. So she's gonna bite.
Awesome.
And what if it
If
it hits, it's an automatic crit?
If it hits, it's an auto crit because I paralyzed it.
Okay.
And also it's advantage because it's prone and
She does
paralyzed.
advantage, Yep.
And it's a melee attack.
Yup.
You will have to beat a 22, but well, meet or beat a 22.
Well, a 24 will do it.
All right. Can you do 5 points of damage?
Yeah.
All right. As Jasmine bites into this thing, and there is a snap, and it begins to disintegrate. Its skin bubbles into the tar, a very familiar smelling tar from the cathedral in the Shadowfell. A very familiar scent of that pool wafts up as it still manages to turn its head and look up at you, Percy. And once again, before its face completely disintegrates into tar, it just repeats, "Mother said I was the best one," before it disintegrates into tar. And you are now out of combat. However, you're still contagioned.
Yeah,
So if
Percy
you could
just,
make
like,
me another saving
falls
throw.
backwards and like just, like breathing heavy and like bleeding from every orifice. Like,
And new ones. New ones that have appeared.
Yeah.
well, I rolled a 21.
Can I
So that's
but
one success.
I'm just gonna cast Lesser Restoration on myself. and
Yep, that
cure it.
works. Yep, that works. It goes away.
Like, stand up.
Ugh.
Did we pack any rags or anything?
As you're now covered in blood.
Well, Lark's just gonna start prestidigitating you a little bit, and he's like, Percy, I mean, honestly, having a love child, you could have warned us first.
Yeah, that's
Can you,
definitely what that was.
I'm like never do that again because I've got a thing about holes. Like that was gross.
Yeah, I'll get on that.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go. Someone else can drive. I'm gonna go lay down.
Does this mean what's their face is skulking around somewhere?
Ma.
Minerva?
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah,
Perhaps not.
By mother. It definitely meant that ginger-haired bitch, right? Wait, the other ginger-haired bitch. No, not the first one.
I was gonna say we've already killed one ginger-haired bitch.
Not that one, the other one.
The one you didn't kill.
The hot one.
Hot one.
Real unlucky streak with redheads.
Yeah, yeah, for real.
I forgot to mention Landon has red hair. No, he has brown hair.
No.
He has brown hair. It's fine.
No.
He's kosher.
Percy just
Brown
throws
hair.
himself in the back of the cart and passes out.
Oh, Percy's.
I actually didn't get hit, but
Yeah, same.
let's say Jasmine's gonna take a short rest in the back.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Or long, whatever, however long
Yeah.
our trip
You
ends up
see
being.
a faint glow of light from inside the card as some cure wounds get cast. Like,
Poor thing.
I'm gonna do the Lark thing where I
Of course.
make extra sorcery points with my
Coffee locking.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the 3 off Pearl of Power, the 5, and then the 2 off of my Warlock slots. So 10 more. Yay!
Sorcery points.
10 more sorcery points. I have 19 for the day now.
Good lord. I forget about that sometimes, that it's bunkers. Anyway, so it was about 7:30 as this was happening. You keep trundling along. Sorry, that was thunder. There is a thunderstorm happening.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I thought it was
Right
just
now,
a
there's
sound effect for a minute there, and I was like,
Like it was
a production
in your-
budget has gone up.
We have
Yeah.
received a production budget. No, as
Oh
you
my
are
God.
trundling along, there is. It's about maybe 9:30, 10. The sun has definitely set, but the light hasn't entirely faded. You hear, as you're trundling along, a huge, deep, bellowing hiccup reverberate through the air. And glowing as you pass a field, there is a glowing effect of some kind, like an aurora borealis in a concentrated area just hovering directly over the field. And then a huge tortoise, 15, maybe 20 feet tall, from ground to the top of the shell appears in the
what?
field. A gigantic tortoise. This thing is huge. Okay, 15 feet was actually, no, I did my math wrong. It's about 40 feet. From the top dome of the shell to the ground is about 40 feet. But on its back is actually a 2-story ramshackle tavern.
Oh,
with
cool.
lights on. There's also trees growing on this thing as it slowly kind of looks around. And the door opens and out steps a figure. Can't quite see what it is, but it has horns and a tail. It says, "All right, where'd you take us to this time?"
Oh, thank God. I hope they have booze.
It does look like a tavern.
I can't. Oh, I'm the only one who can't fly.
Oh, yeah.
Who can't get up there?
Oops.
I guess just to observe what the fuck's going on. What?
The tortoise just kind of lets out a loud moan as it kind of looks around. Oh, well, and the figure kind of looks around, and then it seems to spot you. Oi, travelers! In need of a rest?
Less rest, more booze.
Well, I got that. Come on over.
How do
You're kind of high up there.
I've got a ladder. And you hear this kind of undoing of a strap, and you see in the dark a ladder roll off the side onto the ground.
What do we do with our horses?
Well, I guess they'll have to wait down here with Jazz. She can watch them.
Is the tortoise gonna like walk away? we need to tie the horses up.
No, they should be fine. We're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Just kind of
All right.
like a tree or something.
I guess we'll just tie it to a turtle nubbin somewhere on the foot.
A turtle nubbin. Yeah,
so you managed to tie up the horses somewhere.
to a turtle nubbin.
Yeah.
just one of the warts on the the
Yeah.
tortoise's feet.
Yeah.
And yeah, you climb the ladder up to a ramshackle 2-story tavern called the Hob on Snapper.
Okay.
And it is run by, you can finally see this person's face. It's a hobgoblin, a red hobgoblin, probably about 5'11". He is wearing an absolutely fabulous silk robe. The bottom, it is a peacock green, and the bottom of it is designed to look like the eyes on peacock feathers. And he invites you in. Well, I got plenty of ale, plenty of whiskey.
That I'll be needing.
Right. And he just pulls off a bottle. I'm thinking you're taking the bottle.
I don't need your judgment. I just
Well, it'll be a silver.
take it. Yeah.
We're gonna
Any-
get him into AA after all this wraps up. We're letting him have it for now.
I mean, the world could end at any moment. So
Okay.
We'll wait until the world stops ending before we get therapy.
He says,
is-
obviously having already drank like a
Yeah.
quarter of what was in there.
Yeah.
This is quite the operation you have here.
Well, yeah. Good old Hiccup always takes us interesting places.
Oh,
Hiccup is the turtle.
so
I
that would have been him that we heard.
This feels like some Feywild things. This is like a Feywild thing you're from, right?
It
I
is.
thought so.
oh, have I ever heard of a flying turtle named Hiccup with an inn on its back?
No.
I'm just grateful they had booze.
Can I look around and see if there are any, like, I don't know, fucking posters like "We love the someone" or something? Like, how chill is this place?
Can I see what kind of food they got at the bar?
So Lark, you look around, there's no like marks of affiliation. There's no like seals or sigils or signs or anything like that. There's no obvious symbols of affiliation. Just seems to be a ramshackle tavern with a lot of seemingly random things around. You can tell they're from various planes. Like you can see some things they're obviously from the plane of fire, obviously from the plane of water, obviously from the material plane, obviously from the Feywild, but no like direct affiliation.
So what brought you out there, friend?
Out where?
Well, where we just met. I don't suppose it was the stench of a giant dead worm, was it?
No. I don't really control where Hiccup takes us. He kind of just hiccups and we end up other places.
Oh.
And that's good for business?
Is it though?
Depends. Depends.
Like, how many travelers want to randomly wind up in other planes of existence is what
He's not gonna hiccup like now, right? We have places to be.
Probably not.
Arthur just laughs from like he's already buried his face in a plate of something like somewhere. He's like,
Well,
Yeah, so the Hob
Worst
on
comes to
Snapper
worst.
has layers, of course. It is a tavern, which of course would have a hob. It is a hobgoblin. And also, according to him, he makes a very mean pancake or hob cake. So you have a giant plate of pancakes that you are digging into.
sounds perfect.
A very lovely sort of syrup. You don't think it's maple syrup. It's too sparkly to be maple syrup, and it doesn't quite taste like maple syrup, but
It's fine. So yeah, when he just like looks up from the when he says that and just like laughs like his probably not. That's it. Yeah, just goes back to eating.
So, Lark, I'd like you to make a perception check.
Okay. How good am I at these? It's been a hot minute since I've made one. I have proficiency, so
You have like plus a billion from what I remember.
just +5. I have absolutely no actual wisdom.
Oh.
So let's see what we get. 10 + 5 is a 15.
All right. You know what? That is enough for you. You notice that there is a mirror hanging on the wall. And as he passes by it, you notice that the reflections aren't matching. But he passes by too quick to really catch anything. Until he stops and turns to check something in the mirror, scratches his eyebrow a little bit before going back. The reflection is not a hobgoblin. It's an eladrin, a spring eladrin, a sort of light pastel green skin, green hair, emerald green hair filled with leaves, a crown on his head, fanciful robes. Not what is presented to you.
Does the mirror make any of the rest of us look different?
You can fly up to it. Nope. That's what
I'll
you
do
look
that.
like as far as you're aware.
Oh God, I'm more beautiful than I remembered.
Boy, I seem to have forgotten to introduce myself, seeing as how you all needed a nice good plate of pancakes. I'm Tig. That's spelled Tadh. G. It's Irish. So that's how you spell it for your
Wonderful.
notes.
Um,
And what are your names?
so I'm sorry, I got lost there for a second with the mirror thing. Is this still the hobgoblin
Yes.
speaking?
Yes.
Who is maybe not a hobgoblin? Lark,
Maybe not a
you would have
hobgoblin.
noticed?
Lark, you would definitely know that Tig is not a hobgoblin name.
Well, that's
Oh, I'm not telling the rest of you shit.
that's pretty obvious. Let's see here. I mean, I don't think Arthur would care either way. Actually, at this point, he's just pancake obsessed. So, like, I'm Arthur, and the little one outside is Jasmine.
Fine.
Percy, do you want to?
Nice cakes, by the way.
Well, thank you.
I'm Percy. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Lark just kind of like flits by him and just like holds a hand up and rather loudly says, "Cursed blood, be careful."
Wow.
You used to like me for my cursed blood.
Oh, I still do. It's fascinating, darling. They call me Lark around these parts. Charmed, I'm sure.
And of course, Rerek pulling a plate of pancakes. Oh, I'm Rerek. Nice
Oh,
to
yeah.
meet you all.
Vegetarian. We finally found a place like he can eat a bunch of shit.
Yep.
Good.
Yep. So yeah, you all get pancakes. It seems to be on the house. The booze is not on the house, but the pancakes are.
That's We'll be needing another one of those for the road, by the way.
And yeah, Lark, you would recognize this syrup is it is from a maple tree, but it's from a Feywild maple tree. So it has a different flavor to it, and it does sparkle.
So, Tig, darling, how did you wind up running an inn on the back of a dimension-hopping floating turtle?
Oh, it's quite a long story, and I'm not sure if anyone would believe me if I told it.
Oh, we've seen and heard and done a lot in our days, isn't that right, boys?
Too much for my taste.
Yeah, tired. By all means, regale us.
I won this in a card game. One old hiccup in a card game.
That was a pretty short
That
story.
was not a very long story at all.
This is really
Well, there's a lot more to it, but it's all I really care to tell at the moment.
Was it a card game with the devil?
No.
Interdimensional being?
Was with an Archfey.
Oh,
Which one?
I don't quite remember.
in like memories were stolen.
Maybe her some.
You know, I'm
Probably her
something of
some.
an archfey myself now.
Something of,
Sure you are.
aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Tag.
Well, two of you are.
Technically, you're born from an archfey, and
I mean, he's basically the level of an archfey at this point. Like,
I mean, it is divided 4 ways between me and my siblings currently, but it's what I wanted, really. Because once I'm done with you lot, I can go back to our. Oh, I wonder how it's doing.
yeah, perhaps we should take
I'm sure Panic is running it just smoothly.
Let's hope not. So
Now, Ty, did you? I can't help but. That's a very interesting
accent?
mirror you had over there, and I mean,
This
I
old
don't know.
thing, and he walks over to it and stands in front of it. And this time, all of you, now that you all have your full attention on it, you see the reflection. It's not the same. And he's staring at it and it's just a regular old mirror. Plink, plink, plink.
Right. Now I think there's a little bit of a disconnect going on here of
Use it.
Ty, are you curiosity peaked over here? Are you enchanted or cursed or
Perhaps.
let's be upfront here. You don't look the same in the mirror as you do in real life.
And he looks at it. No, I do.
Oh, okay, so that's the thing. That's why he can't, but we can't.
You're seeing a hobgoblin, right?
No.
No.
And he looks in the mirror and kind of looks around. You get the sense he doesn't see what you see.
No.
Right. Just for scientific purposes, I go stand in front of the mirror.
You
Do I
look
look
the
like a
same.
human to you?
I.
so?
Well, that's not what's happening for you.
for the rest of us, darling, this is what you look like when we look at you directly. Lark holds out one hand, and minor illusions, like a little mini copy of him. And this is what you look like in the mirror, and does it in the other hand, and it's like the Eladrin. Which of these is you?
The one on the right. And he points to the Eladrin.
So you know that you were turned into a hobgoblin somehow. Then
I know exactly how, since you've forced my hand a little.
Well, I mean, we just kind of noticed. It's pretty easy, actually.
Is it a
You'd
curse?
be surprised how many people don't notice.
Well,
Have
It
you?
is a curse.
I mean, just because I'm here and you seem nice, have you tried using a remove curse spell?
No, that won't work. I've tried it before.
You tried turning it off and back on again.
Well, I can remove curses. I thought I'd offer.
Well,
who? Now, darling, who gave you it? Is it?
Was an old hag. I believe she's dead now. She was hired by my parents, since I had
That's
made the mistake of trying to be friendly with the peasants of the kingdom. I was a prince, you see.
so
My parents couldn't run the kingdom for shit. I decided to go out and talk with the peasants, and they didn't like that. They hired an old hag and cursed me, banished me from the kingdom, met the Archfey. I presume Hersum. It's been a while. One hiccup in a card game. Well, I say one. It was more of one of the cards had a turtle on it, and he gave it to me, and then it turned into the hiccup.
Oh,
So it didn't exactly win as much as who the fuck knows.
and you've just been traveling around on Hiccup's back ever since.
I
Huh.
Lark's just gonna get like
Nice meeting you.
uncomfortably close and sniff him briefly and be like, I mean, that curse has some staying power. You gotta hand it to her.
I
Even if she's dead now.
Hmm.
What are the terms and conditions?
I believe the terms were true love's kiss. They were hoping I'd find another royal, fall in love, do what they did.
Ew.
I
And also how? After you were banished. That it doesn't really seem like they thought this through.
they don't think anything through.
Well, that's unfortunate. Hmm. Well, nice to meet you.
Like,
I hope that one day you can resolve all of that.
I hope so as well.
Well, this is just kind of awkward now.
It's not an entirely bad deal. This is a lovely place you have here.
I quite like it. That's why I'm doing this still.
Hmm.
Well, how
Do you
much are
think
some rooms then?
Seems lonely.
Why it can be. But I got Hiccup, and he's got me.
Fair.
Do you often pop in the material plane?
Here and there. Usually it's one of the outer planes. Ooh, boy. About a month ago, we ended up in Avernus. Boy. Tried to get out of there right quick. Not a lot of business in the first layer of hell.
Sure.
I could imagine.
You just carry around some pepper and throw it in his face then. I know that's sneezing, that's not good.
I don't think there's a way to force someone to hiccup, really.
What happens if he sneezes?
You don't even want.
Nothing.
Uh,
Well,
yeah,
you can have the rooms for a gold. That's all I need.
sure. This is just, I feel kind of bad now. We can't really. Nah, I've got whiskey for that. Off to bed then, I guess. Kind of uncomfortable leaving. You know what? Actually, I don't think I'm gonna sleep in the tavern. I'm gonna sleep out with Jazz in the cart.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel weird like without her here. I don't like being away from her.
Percy, do you want to sleep in a tavern that may or may not spontaneously shift plane on us?
Well, I like try to whisper to Lark in the middle of a conversation with this other person. I feel bad if we just like met them and now we're just gonna like leave. We didn't even stay the night. It's so awkward.
Maybe you should cast that whatever you do to send us back somewhere. In the off chance we do get teleported into Avernus.
I don't think it works across planes.
Really?
I can plane shift. I just need a material for that, but I don't currently have. But
But but you still need materials for your spells?
yes.
Ugh.
Sometimes I forget how weak you mortals are.
Well, some forms of grand magic can't just bibbity bobbity boo your way through, all right? You have to conduct rituals.
I mean, whoever said magic has to be a ritual? It's just wanting something and giving yourself it. In my case, I want
Right.
most things to die, and it happens.
Fair enough.
Right. We're still just talking right in front of this man. I feel really bad.
Oh, apologies. Tig, was it? It was Tig. Beautiful name, by the way. Is that summer court or autumn?
It means poet in Old Sylvan.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Oh God, old Sylvan. What a drag. I mean, of course, I also have a name in it, but that's neither here nor there. Hmm. Now, it's such a shame. Parents turning on their offspring so cruelly and casually. If only there was something we could do. It makes my tiny little heart almost beat for you. So
So,
perhaps.
where is this going?
Now, I'm just saying.
Are you gonna give him a seed?
Oh no, there's no point. He's traveling planes multiple places anyways, and I'm pretty sure he Lark's gonna flash a seed real quick and use Druidcraft to make it bloom in between his fingers. He's just gonna be like, if you're from the Feywild, you probably know what this is, right?
Aye, bitter bloom.
Hmm.
They're weeds. We rip them out of the gardens.
Oh, you wound me. We're so much more than weeds, but then again, I suppose that's the bias of the Seelie Court. Now, darling, I happen to have an inn with a few Archfey here and a few Archfey there, and really, I don't mind playing a little bit of matchmaker if you need some help.
I mean,
For
I'm
a
not going to turn
price.
it down, but I'm not going to be disappointed if it doesn't work.
Oh, darling, don't worry your little head and just I'll reach out to a few people that I know and see what I can possibly. Ooh, it's tasty. Tasty, tasty, tasty. Lark's just like in the back of his mind, he's like, now how do I turn this into an opportunity for me?
As always.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, while he's deliberating, here's a gold of just we'll probably not stay the night here though. We just really can't afford to teleport out of here right now. This I don't know if you've heard there's sort of like a world-ending scenario going on right now that we're trying to stop. So really can't afford to be whisked away to Avernus.
Well, I don't think Hiccup's going to be moving anytime soon. It's usually a few days between hiccups. If that makes you feel better. If not, I understand.
What do you think, Lark?
I mean, it's entertaining, and we haven't even seen what the establishment offers, and I don't mind if you want to, darling. We
Fine.
can spend the night.
Let's do it. So here's the gold.
He's going down the
Yeah,
mountain.
you're in the yeah.
So,
If we teleport Arthur, it's all up to you.
Great.
so Tig takes you up to the second floor where there are individual rooms. There are 4 individual rooms. They are wonderfully decorated with all kinds of various random Some of it might be minorly magical, others probably mundane, but random stuff from various planes. The bed is, it's a twin size bed, but it's actually relatively soft with nice, lovely, clean sheets, which is kind of a bit of a rarity in Gothia to have totally clean sheets, but it seems he's managed it. They even smell a little bit like lavender. They're very lovely. But you all bed down in one of the three, the fourth being empty as Arthur sits down in the cart. At some point, Tig comes to each of you with a tray of tea and serves you tea and has a little conversation with you. If you should like to role play it, we shall do so.
Um, as the DM, do you think there'll be any fun, juicy things that come of that, or is it just going to be,
I mean, you
how's your
never
night
know.
going? Like,
You never know. Depends on what you ask and how you poke and prod.
is there the potential for fun, juicy things?
Yes, very much
Okay.
so.
Sure. I don't really feel like I know what to ask. But...
Yeah, I'm just, can I insight and like vibe check him and like try to figure out like what ye old vibe is?
What ye old vibe is, sure.
Yeah, maybe Lark and I, like, while we're finishing our pancakes, we just sit there and be like, what's his fucking deal? And I'll give you the help action on
Oh,
it.
hell yeah. Try it again.
What's his ye old vibe?
I got the same fucking roll twice in a row. Jesus. I mean, okay, so it's a dirty 20. So it's 15 plus 5.
He seems to be telling the truth. He was evasive at first, but he seems to be telling the truth. He really was cursed by his own parents. He really did win Hiccup from an Archfey, maybe Hersum. And he has been traveling, and it seems the conditions of his curse are true love's kiss.
Who loves does it have to be from a noble or like a royal or something weird like that?
No, from what it sounds like, the way he stated it, true love was the only stipulation. They were hoping, at least what he thinks his parents were hoping, was that because he is a prince, his true love would be a prince or a princess, and therefore royals. However, there's no guarantee that that's how that works. As a fae, you know a thing or two about how magic works, and stipulating something like that is bound to go wrong in some way. So it could be anything. It could be another archfey, it could be a mortal, it could be a peasant, could be a noble, could be anyone. And true love is also very vague. Could be your next best friend, could be found family, it could be romantic or sexual, it could be anything, as long as it falls under love, because it's a very vague term.
Oh shit. Okay. I'm just oh fuck. I mean I have minor. Does anybody else have any good illusion spells? I have minor illusion. That's about it.
I have 0 illusion spells.
If we had Alex, we'd have
Because I have an
quite a
idea.
plethora of them.
Does Rerek have any illusion spells?
I don't think so. I think it's all divination and evocation.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
tis.
Like I just had an idea that's a very Lark way of maybe fixing this right now. I'm just trying to think here. So okay, so Lark's just gonna. At first, he's just got a fucking chalkboard that he pulled out from somewhere, and he's making like a fantasy draft of eligible bachelors and bachelorettes of the Feywild.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Because he's just a little. I mean, he's a little bored. He is going like, okay, royals of the Fey. We've got this, we've got that, and then he's like at the top. He's like, obviously the four of us, and he's just mage handing the piece of chalk instead of actually touching it.
Of course.
And he's just like, but there's always loopholes. There's always Percy. What is true love?
Don't ask me that, Lark.
I mean, what is love in general?
What is love? I'm sorry, I
Are you
have.
There's a
still?
little statuette of a monkey in the corner that after you ask what is love, it just says, "Baby, don't hurt me," and then goes
Yeah.
inert.
No, it's something. It's strange because I know in some levels, I think I understand it in certain aspects, in certain ways. I would
You've
kill.
had what, like 3 exes that you've murdered? Did you ever love any of them?
I
Love
had fun with
yeah.
them and they were entertaining, but I don't know if I ever loved them truly.
Well, you're siblings. It's not
Well,
a
I,
romantic love, but it's a
of
familial
course,
love.
my siblings and I are one. We are four parts of a whole. We reflect each other perfectly. And that not the perfect form of love to see yourself in someone else?
Mm.
Mm, I won't discredit what you have there, but I don't know, maybe from a more mortal perspective, it isn't really uh healthy.
I mean, we know each other, we survived and thrived and live and die for each other. That is, and then there's the love I have for my queen, but that is equal love and fear. I love power. I love ambition. I love good sex. I love the taste of beauty. These are all things that I love, Percy, but what is love to others?
Yeah, man, I'm just trying to fucking bang it out with a gravedigger right now, so we don't need to. We're not gonna get into this.
I love
Would
how
you bang it
that's the
out with a
term you
hobgoblin?
chose.
Why don't you bang it out with a hobgoblin, Percy?
I don't even know if they're my type.
Oh, we don't know. Oh, Tig, is Percy your type?
I don't know. I mean, he's attractive, but like,
Hmm. What can we do? What can we do? What can we do, darlings?
Am I
Uh,
trying to, am I understood this correctly? You're trying to break this man's curse, within hours of knowing him.
oh, but Percy, hag curses. You break a hag curse for someone and they're in your debt for practically life. I mean, how long have you been trapped like this, Tig?
hard to say. The Feywild distorts time, and so do other planes in various ways. Could be 15 years, could be 300. Who knows?
True love. True love. And Lark's just floating around and he kind of looks, I mean, Tig looks like a hobgoblin. And he's like, it's a shame too, because from what we saw in the mirror, you were a bit of a looker before this happened to you.
Oh,
What?
Fair.
Do hobgoblins find other hobgoblins hot?
Well, I presume so, or else there'd be no hobgoblins around.
That's fair.
Now, Tig, if we were to help you break this, would you consider yourself indebted to us? Willing to help what we may need? Because I have
I'm
ideas,
sure you can make an argument.
plans, and would you do anything for us if it fell within, I suppose, some variant of reason?
Within reason, sure.
Now those are terms that I love to hear. And Lark's gonna like now that like an even if it's a somewhat informal contract or agreement that this poor soul has just struck with him, the idea that like was sneaking into Lark's mind as he was waxing philosophically on love, kind of just like he's gonna use minor illusion to make Tig's face look like his own, like Lark's own face, because there's nothing that Lark loves more than himself. And he's gonna kiss his face on top of Tig's face. Just to see
You
if that
can
works.
certainly try.
That's what we're gonna try. Round 1 to try breaking this spell.
All right, you try. Does not work.
Ugh.
Why did I go down to the carriage? Like, why did I leave them alone?
The ladder's still down if you want to come back.
No, absolutely not. Mm-mm-mm.
Well, that didn't work. Percy, you're up.
No.
No,
Just no.
no.
I think it's probably about time for me to head to bed. You're welcome to keep doing whatever this is. And best of luck.
Whatever this is.
You know, I wasn't. I suppose that didn't cut the snuff.
No, it's a love game. I think it's still got to be love for him.
Ew.
Yeah. Feel like that's bare minimum.
Tig, does anyone love you?
I'm sure someone does.
Like, his parents certainly don't.
Oh wait, Arthur, did I hear you just say that from the distance?
Arthur's ears were burning.
Retconning a telepathic communication.
Oh my god.
Parents, lovers,
To be a peanut gallery.
friends. Your parents. Your parents. I mean, sure, they hired the hag in the first place, but
What about Hiccup?
that's a brilliant psychic idea, Arthur. Have you tried kissing the turtle?
Well, not as an attempt to try and break the curse, but I've kissed Hiccup before.
Oh, I'm sorry, your turtle doesn't love you.
Mm.
Not truly. Whatever. I mean, honestly, it's such a flimsy, wishy-washy delineation between what does and doesn't count as true love. I mean, it smacks of Sealy Court bullshit, you know?
I will also say, generally, true love does not include pets, according to a lot of Archfey, so...
Oh. Now, here's what
more
I'm thinking.
Sealy Court bullshit is all I can say.
Here's what I'm thinking, darling. We could maybe possibly. Are your parents Archfey or no? Or are they just nobles in some domain?
I believe they're minor Archfey. They have their own domain of Riverbend.
Do I
They could
recognize that
close
name
the
at all?
border. Probably some like realm within a realm sort of thing that's common in the Feywild. They're Archfey, but they serve another Archfey, and they share a realm with other.
Okay.
Probably something like a Sealy Court, like Titania's realm, having a bunch of little vassals inside of it that are all Archfey, but they're like Lord Botticelli level powerful. Like
Oh, like the partridge in the pear tree.
yes, they're
No.
powerful enough to have their own domains, and they are Archfey, but they're probably not that much of a threat if you were to take them on toe to toe.
Now, I'm just wondering if we could trick one of them into giving you a kiss. That would probably break it, assuming your parents actually love you. Would you
I
say they
think they're
do?
dead.
Oh. I mean, they don't have to stay dead.
Well, this is going nowhere, and I still have one more stop to make.
What
I
other stop
haven't
do you have to
gone.
make?
I haven't gone outside to Arthur.
Oh, well, you can't say I didn't at least give it what passes as an honest try for my sort.
Aye.
No
And he goes
fret,
and he
though.
grabs another bottle of whiskey. And he
Who
goes
knows?
down.
Maybe Arthur has a thing for hairy folk. Good luck.
Do you
Toodles.
transmit that over to Arthur?
Yeah, I'm like, I hope you like him hairy, and then I'm gonna go to bed.
Well, he's a hobgoblin, not a bugbear. They're not hairy.
Oh, he's not hairy? What does a
Mm-mm.
hobgoblin look like?
A goblin but taller and red.
Pretty much, yeah. Like smushy noses.
Yeah.
I hope you like him with squishy noses and sideburns.
Yeah. So he does descend and brings you a bottle of whiskey along with tea and just kind of sits.
Oh,
Does
that
your
was
friend normally try and do things like this?
yeah. Yeah, he's a bit of a troublemaker.
I
Yeah. Um, I I only popped in there because it seemed like that was gonna take a bit of time.
It certainly did.
Yeah, yeah. Well, appreciate you coming all the way out here. I wasn't expecting you to visit me.
Aye, of course.
Yeah, do you
Well,
usually come visit your not patrons outside of your establishment?
only the ones that like the good whiskey. And he gives you a bottle.
Cheers. I'll definitely drink to that. It, like, I don't know.
Yeah, and you start drinking.
Yeah.
So, where did you get this cat? And he reaches down and starts petting Jasmine.
I thought she usually doesn't really like strangers.
Yeah,
Um,
it's weird. It's weird. She seems fine with him.
um, yeah, I had her since I was a baby, pretty much. We grew up together. Yeah, she
Seems nice.
takes care of me. I take care of her.
Aye.
It's just us
Like
two. I
Hiccup.
met these weirdos. Yeah,
Yeah, they do seem like quite the characters.
for sure. But they're nice to have around.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Um, I feel bad we can't really do anything for you, you know.
Well, many folks have tried, and
My brother
aye.
is going through something kind of, well, half brother, whatever. I don't know. He's pretty much the same as me, just traveling around by himself. So I can relate.
Aye. Your friend mentioned something about you being an Archfey or part one?
Eh, aren't we all?
Apparently.
Yeah, it's a thing or something. I don't know. I guess an archfey got lonely, so she made a bunch of kids and sent them off out into the world to protect them from her batshit crazy husband. I don't know, something like that.
Aye.
And I guess one of those
Well,
was me. So yeah, my brother's a prince, and I'm this.
aye. I feel you on that one. Never really felt like royalty.
Yeah. Uh, well, sympathize.
Well, I should probably get back inside.
Yeah. Hope you find what you're looking for.
Yeah, I hope so as well.
Oh, like before he goes, I was like give him like a little peck on the cheek or something. Like, good night.
He stands up, and as he does, you don't see a hobgoblin anymore. You
Uh,
see an Eladrin.
you're green, buddy.
I guess I am. I. That's weird.
Hmm. That usually happen, or
No, wait.
am I just seeing things?
No, I'm seeing it too.
Hmm.
And he reaches up and he actually pulls leaves out of his hair. Like, well, that's surprising.
Go figure. Congrats, I guess.
Well, wasn't that something?
Ain't it though?
Yeah.
He's definitely like he's kind of drunk at this point. Like he's been
Yeah.
um well, what do you do now?
I, 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 I don't know. And then you hear a ripping sound.
Oh no.
Behind him opens a vast portal. Beyond, you see a dark castle. Yellowish skies filled with dark gray clouds, crackling with lightning. As he turns, does this normally happen?
I was gonna ask you that. I don't know what that is.
That's
I just had too much whiskey.
that's my my old home. The
Oh,
castle I used to live in. And then
well,
a huge claw reaches through the gap, grabs him, pulls him back through, and the portal disappears.
uh, Lark.
Inside the tavern, you all, as you're sort of settling down, you begin to see a faint sort of aurora borealis effect beginning to affect the walls. Very faint, almost like reflections. And then it becomes more and more pronounced before the thunderous hiccup happens, and you are all suddenly 40 feet in the air,
Uh-oh.
floating where your beds used to be, before you fall down to the ground.
Shite.
Unless anybody is doing anything, I guess I'm going to have to roll fall damage for 40 feet. How much is it?
Well, I mean, he
I
can.
always forget.
I fly.
I can
Lark
fly.
flies.
Wait, we're in bed though, aren't we?
Percy can fly. Oh, you
Unless
might
he
not have
doesn't.
your boots on.
I probably
It
wouldn't
is
be wearing
great.
shoes.
It's a D6 for every 10 feet.
Okay.
And
So that'd be 4d6.
So, like, canonically, we all know that Lark and Percy normally do sleep in the same room.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try catching him before he hits the ground and casting Reduce to shrink him so that I can break his fall with my free and large Reduce.
Smart.
All right. Yep, you cast Reduce on Percy. He is now a small creature, same size as you. Make me a strength check as you grab onto his hand.
Oh god, I'm really bad at these. Like, I have my strength modifier is -2.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
good.
my dump. It's my dump stat.
Okay, weird idea. What if I like suddenly cast ensnaring strike, wrap the vines around them?
That will simply connect them together and then they will fall.
So
Oh.
even with -2, I rolled a 16, so it's still a 14. Is that enough to like break the fall?
I'm going to say yes, but you are going to start floating towards the ground.
That's fine. I'm gonna fucking fireman like Lois Lane, Superman.
I just have my
Yeah.
little tiny voice like, ah!
Lark, I mean, not Lark. A Rerek, however, as no one is bothering to do anything with him, just
Oh no!
He can cast fly
He can
on
cast
himself. He
fly.
actually has it as a spell.
Yeah.
all right. If you want to, all right, he casts fly and
that,
flies to the
yeah.
ground.
Yeah. Lark's just like starting to sweat a little as he floats towards the ground. He's like, Percy, you're a little heavier than you look at this size.
Just get me on the ground.
Oh, you could say thank you.
Thanks.
Rerek
even
alights on
happened?
the ground. I was about to ask the same thing.
So the whole turtle's gone.
Yep, whole turtle's gone. Turtle's gone.
Guess
thought
we're
we-
not spending the night in the turtle.
No. Arthur, what
would
happened?
say it was a bad idea to spend the night in the dirt. Pretty sure.
Oh, 100% Percy is still small sized like Lark.
Lark, can you, undo this?
Ahem.
I think he thinks you. And then he's gonna snap his fingers and break his concentration on the spell so you turn big again.
Thank you.
Oh well. So, Rerek, you you doing okay? Like, what? Still finishing flying out of the ground.
Yep.
Yeah. So, what's his name? The guy.
Ig?
Yeah. Well, so he's green now. Only and also gone. There was like this big ass portal thing and a giant claw and whoosh back to the Feywild.
Did you give him
Damn,
true love's
Arthur.
kiss, Arthur?
You move fast.
I guess I just pecked him on the cheek and then he was green. I was just saying goodnight.
A peck on the cheek?
Mhm.
And I wasted a kiss on the I kissed him on the lips.
Yeah, you did. Well,
Oh.
technically you kissed you on the lips, but
I mean, we should all be so lucky.
eh.
Oh, actually, one of us has before.
So I feel like we should try to go get him. It was pretty.
Okay, well, first question, how?
I mean, we know he's in the Feywild, so it's not that hard for us to get back there.
right.
Yeah, well, the only portal we know of is like opposite direction that we've been going.
Well, we can always look for some more mushrooms.
I mean, not to
What?
be who, or well, not to. Well, yes, to actually shit on the parade, rain on the parade. What's the mortal term? Rain,
The
piss,
rain
shit?
one, yes.
Rain.
Rain on the parade.
Pick a fluid.
Do we really care that much about Arthur's love life currently, or the fate of the entire world?
I just feel more kind of bad that like 3 seconds after he came to visit me in my tent, he was grabbed by a giant black claw and yanked.
Was it like a friendly grab? Was it like, hey, welcome back? Or
Well, see, that's where it was confusing because for a second he was like, oh my goodness, it's my home. And I was like, yay, great for you. Except then this giant black claw came out and like squeezed him and yanked him through.
I mean,
okay.
that's what one peck on the cheek does.
It was
Well, we still have quite a journey in front of us, don't we?
oh, yeah. Like
We're not like
Yeah, you're like
close at
a
all.
day into this 4-day journey.
like it would be am I the one who ever says let's take a side diversion from
No, what I'm
I wanna
saying,
have-
Arthur,
yeah, okay.
I'm trying to be on your side here. Let me finish.
Just saying.
Normally, when we finish our Fey wild nonsense, whoever we did things for just sort of shunts us back out and we can maybe like pick where we want to go. Maybe we can pop over there and then plane shift to the town we're trying to get to.
Ooh, and maybe we'll come out only a few minutes after we left.
Exactly.
Kind of a good point, actually. Sorry, I was an ass.
Still begs the question of how do we get there?
Also, yes.
I'm
I'm short on
Lark, can
whatever
you
that candle thing was.
call daddy, mommy, somebody?
Ew.
I can try to see if Granther or the Queen would
Can your parents come pick us up?
generous enough. Lark's just gonna go plant himself a nice little ring of bitter blooms, and then make them all flower up with druidcraft and be like, "E.T. phone home."
Okay. E.T.
Wow.
phone home.
You're gonna E.T. fairy phone home.
Be like, "Hello."
Is your refrigerator running?
That's a good way to get smoked
wait.
by an Archfey.
The flowers. So
Just
it's
crank call them.
is your
I see you've called on me once again.
Oh, my lady, I do apologize for.
whoa.
I mean, the last call I did, that was a gift. I mean, we.
Indeed, it was quite the gift. We used it to drive back the forces of Gryla.
I'm a quiver with pleasure that I could do my part for the great court of nightmares and the gloaming. Um, this is all in Sylvan, so nobody else understands it, obviously.
Of course.
Lark's just gonna be like, an opportunity has presented itself on the material plane.
Go on.
You know how one of my little pets that I've been traveling with, Arthur, the Star Queen, the Moon Queen, Star Queen spawn, one of her little brats that she threw out into the material plane years ago?
I recognize that. I believe, yes. Yes.
Well, he just broke some hag's curse on the Prince of Riverbend, who got yanked back through a portal to Riverbend by a giant black claw. Do we have any stakes in Riverbend?
Riverbend is one of the duchies of Queen Titania's realm.
We could have a stake in Riverbend, though.
Perhaps.
Now, Arthur over here really wants to. Apparently, it was a true love's kiss sort of thing, which begs the question how two people who just met achieved true love, and my love for myself wasn't enough to break it. But I mean, love, right? Who needs it? Who could use it, really?
Love can be an incredibly powerful force.
Hmm. I've never.
Your love for your siblings has brought you to this point, has it not?
Well, yes, but my siblings and I are the four in one. We are. Well, yes, I suppose, but they just met each other. They're not even each other.
Mortals work on a different time frame than us here.
So now Arthur and Percy both asked me to reach out to you, which means they'd owe me a favor, and obviously I could only ask that you do whatever is in your will, but it could behoove us to assist them in this small matter by expanding our influence in the Sealy Court domains a little bit more firmly, and I do love it when they owe me things.
As wonderful as that would be, unfortunately, Riverbend vanished about 75 years ago.
Oh.
No one has been able to locate it.
Ooh. Now that is, my lady, that is because according to Arthur, who, I mean, let's be honest, he can't lie to save his ass. The Prince of Riverbend said he saw it through a portal before getting yanked through it by a giant black claw, which did sound a little bit like it was something that we did, but if we didn't do it and it disappeared, this is more fascinating than I first gave it credit for.
Indeed.
So we don't have a way through the Feywild to get to Riverbend at the moment, do we?
No.
Oh. Do you suppose I should lead them on a little bit and instill some sense of false hope only to watch his heart crumble a little later? That might be fun.
It could be. I will leave that up to your discretion.
My queen. I yet again thank you for your benevolence, and we have made progress in securing the safety of the material plane. 2 chains of Tharizdun have fallen. There's only one left that we're trying to hunt down currently.
Wonderful. I'm gathering my armies. Once this has been resolved, and you deem it necessary, you may call on us again, and we shall march on the house.
As always, your beneficence. I humble and literally Lark will actually land on the ground for a change as he prostrates himself before his queen's presence and thanks her for her time talking to someone as insignificant, even though he's partially Archfey now, as Lark. Because he knows which side of the bread he gets buttered on.
I certainly thank you for this interesting information. I will see if any of my agents can follow up on it.
Oh,
And the
thank you.
flowers all then wither, as per usual.
Well, boys, that was
Not helpful.
fascinating.
You want to share?
I don't. The Queen's unable to send us to Riverbend currently, I fear.
Unable or unwilling?
Oh, I mean, it could be both.
All right.
So
then we're just back to how do we get there?
I mean, if the queen of the Fae isn't able to do it herself, I don't know if
Arthur,
we will.
darling, the Queen of Air and Darkness, Mab, she's the most powerful Archfey in the Feywild.
Well,
debatably.
Not in Larkland.
Right.
Technically, there's two of them, but
Yes.
Lark's just going to be like, I mean, darling, as fun as keeping your hopes up would be, which, I mean, I won't lie, because I never lie, the thought did occur to me. Though I suppose in a weird way it could keep your hopes up.
Well, Riverbend isn't part of the Unseelie Court, is it?
Well, no, we don't. I did confirm we did not have a foot in it. But
Well,
apparently neither does the Sealy Court anymore.
Well, we haven't asked them.
No, Arthur, darling, Riverbend disappeared 75 years ago. No Fae has traveled in and out of Riverbend for 75 years and no one can find it anymore.
According to the Queen. I'm just saying we don't know what someone else might know. We haven't looked. My realm had, like, crumbled and fallen and been all legendy for God knows how long. And
yes, but the Moon Kingdom everyone knew how to get to. Nobody just cared enough to go. Also, your stepdad, I don't know what you would call him. He was there. We killed him. Right. He was the threat in there. As long as there's an Archfey over it, no one's going to, unless they're trying to invade.
Well,
no one's really going to bother messing.
Somebody cares about Riverbend enough to have disappeared it from the Feywild and grabbed a man through dimensions.
That is a fascinating part. I would just advise that if one of the two High Queens of the Fae does not have the ability to find it, I don't know if anyone in the Feywild would at this point.
But he's my responsibility.
Why is he your responsibility?
Well, he was safe and happy until we showed up.
Is that any of our fault?
Yes.
Oh, you're taking this far. Oh, I get it. True love. Ugh, God.
Okay, I don't know why you're making a big deal out of that whole thing. I said I was just wishing him good night. I just feel we fucked the guy royally. Like I did.
No, none of us fucked him yet.
You know what I just.
No. Wait, I know I literally just had this is above game. Did the Queen say that she would be able to look at all or do anything or what? I know we're focusing on...
She is sending agents to figure out if something can be done, but it seems more of a, at the moment, wait.
Okay, so yeah, so Lark's just gonna be like, darling, I pulled a favor with the queen. She's diverting some of our forces to go look for your wayward boyfriend, so don't worry too much.
Oh my God, you are not going to let this whole true love thing go. Anyway, Percy,
I mean,
you can
really though, one peck on the cheek breaking a curse that requires true love. This could be fate, darling, and fate is not something that we want to mess with too much. I mean, you can change
fucking
fate.
with fate this whole time.
Yes, but it's a little cute that you found a fated love randomly on a flying turtle. And yet again, he owes me a favor now. So I'd like to collect that myself.
You selfish bastard. But
He
whatever.
promised to do any favor within reason if me or one of my compatriots broke his curse, and lo and behold, Lark just pinches your cheek a little. You
Great.
wily little bastard.
Are you any more willing to help me collect your favor then?
Arthur, darling, the queen's doing what she can.
Ugh, fine.
She's also preparing our armies for an imminent war against Thera's Dune.
Yeah. There's always an imminent war or something.
Or an invasion. I don't even. How do you have a war against a thing that is a planet-sized thing?
Well,
by the way, Percy, your mansion may or may not be invaded by an army of unseelie fae at some point.
I truly could care less.
Okay. I mean, some people think Fomorians drive down your property value when they pass through, so I just thought
There's so much shit in there. Who gives a fuck? Like,
I mean, it's valuable real estate.
all right, Arthur, I'm sorry, but it sounds like this might be a later problem.
This is horseshit.
It is.
it's something for you to do once we, save the material plane. And
yeah, if he's alive, maybe, and whatever the fuck that thing was didn't eat him.
I mean, if it has anything to do with hags, especially, I don't think they'd curse someone and then spirit him away back to his own dimension just to kill him and eat him because you broke a curse.
I don't know what they do.
There's no fun in that.
Well, fine, but I'm gonna be grumpy about it for a while.
Lark's just gonna whisper to Percy and be like, "It's because they didn't get to fuck."
Probably. I'm gonna set up camp. I'm gonna start my ritual to summon the temple of the gods.
I'm gonna set up camp. Cathedral.
Praise.
Preach, brother.
Yeah.
Preach.
And you all head into the cathedral, the familiar temple of Saint Hypatia. And you bed down for a long rest. Of course, there are dreams for two of you. Percy, you dream that Saint Hypatia comes to you.
Oh.
I see you're moving towards Bourges. I'm assuming you're trying to assault the domain of Saint Peleus?
Yes, that is our goal.
Wonderful. While it is somewhat against the rules for me to do, seeing as how saints are bound by specific rules, the time for rule bending has clearly begun. I will be meeting you there, and I will assist you however I can.
Wow. Thank you, my lady. Like, bow and do prayerful motions and whatnot.
Of course. Well, I will meet you there. Be careful, all right?
Of course. See you soon.
And she vanishes, and you drift off into restful sleep.
Woo.
Arthur, you have a dream. You've never seen this place before. but it seems familiar. A castle, dark on a hill, swirling above it. In the yellow sky are dark clouds wreathed in lightning. The grass yellowed and dying, the trees gnarled and twisted. A river with a bend in it, and a cry from atop the tower. Help! Help me! Someone!
Oh, great.
You get the sense that this is Riverbend, and the voice is Tig.
Great.
And you awake with a start in the morning. But the morning will be for next week as we conclude our episode for this week. So join us next week as the group continues onward towards Bourges and towards meeting Saint Hypatia to see what can be done to enter Basilica, the realm of Saint Peleus. So join us next week.